A bigger batch of Space-Time Smackdown cards have been leaked, and I'm excited to see more complexity being introduced to the Pokemon TCG Pocket meta. GARCHOMP is one many have been wanting to see, especially with Cynthia being a plus 50 version of Blaine. I love GARCHOMP's ability since coming from main TCG, I value draw engines. It is on a stage 2 though, so it can only be utilized mid to late game. Had they given the ability to Gabite, GARCHOMP decks would be very strong but maybe too strong for the young Pocket meta. Speaking of Gabite, it's an okay stage 1 with 90 HP. The drawback with dragons in Pocket though has always been them needing 2 types of energy. I'm excited to build a Garchomp deck since with Cynthia, Garchomp, which is not an EX, hits for 150, KOing many EX cards like Mewtwo, Celebi, Dialga, or Palkia. TOGEKISS is another card I've been wanting to see, and I'm actually loving it. Its attack overdrive smash does an initial 60, then plus 60 for every succeeding turn. I can see a scenario where with Cynthia, you hit for 110, then 120, then 180. That's 2 Druds and a Gary with only 2 energy. It is a stage 2 though, so Mythical Slab will play a huge part in Togekiss decks. Togepi only has 50 HP like other basics with stage 2s, while Togetic is not bad with a 1 energy 40 damage move. 150 seems to be the magic number for Space-Time Smackdown, so I think Giant Cape will be heavily utilized. Tool cards are being introduced, and this will be the most relevant among the 3 that were leaked. Rocky Helmet is essentially Drud's ability turned into a tool card, while Lumberry cures a Pokemon from status conditions once. Giant Cape gives plus 20 HP, which is big in a meta with 140 to 150 HP Pokemon that can deal 150 damage. Riolu is a good basic with 60 HP and a 1 energy 20 damage attack. Many are of course excited to use Lucario with its strong ability Fighting Coach, giving plus 20 damage boost to your fighting type Pokemon when attacking an opposing active. There's no mention of the ability not being able to stack, so having 2 Lucario gives plus 40. I think single energy basic or stage 1 fighting Pokemon will benefit the most from this, and of course Marshadow. Infernape EX is the next fire type hard hitter with 170 HP and a 140 damage attack that requires you to discard all its energy. That's why having no retreat cost is important. Also, for those new to Pokemon TCG, 0 retreat cost Pokemon have value in that after your active is KO'd, you can put your 0 retreat cost Pokemon as your new active while you decide what to do next. This gives you flexibility since you can retreat freely later in the turn anyway. Going back to Infernape, I can see it with Rapidash, with Blaine's and Giovanni's. Chimchar is a good basic, while as of recording, there's no info on Monferno yet. Manaphy will be like a mini Dialga but water type. Its attack does not deal damage, but allows you to attach 1 energy to each of 2 bench Pokemon of any type. Gyarados and Palkia users will be happy to see this, and maybe we'll see Tauros being used more in water decks. Cyrus is like Sabrina, but you get to choose which Pokemon to switch in with the condition that that Pokemon already has prior damage. Do expect Greninja and Hitmonlee users to have this in their decks. Cresselia is being set up to be the next tank in the game, with an ability that lets you heal 20 when you attach an energy. You'll want to pair this with Gardevoir to accelerate healing and attacking. 80 damage does feel underwhelming though, especially when your opposing active has 150 HP plus Giant Cape. With a Giant Cape yourself, you can actually heal up to 160 HP to avoid getting KO'd by those 150 late game moves. Gallade EX is the fighting version of Mythical Island Executor, with base 70 damage and plus 20 for each energy on the opposing active. The drawback is it being stage 2, plus 170 HP with Psychic Weakness means you need a Giant Cape to survive a Mewtwo side drive. Darkrai is a bit disappointing with a 3 energy requirement attack and 2 energy retreat cost. Weavile EX will be inserted in Poison decks I think as a last resort attacker, especially with Cyrus. Magnezone is interesting since you only need 1 lightning energy, which you get with Magneton's ability, and then 2 more energy of any type. In electric decks, it's an okay addition with 140 HP, 160 with Giant Cape. In non-electric decks, it will be a surprise attacker, but I'm not sure taking up at least 3 slots in your deck will be worth it. Rotom is an okay card if you need one more basic Pokemon to stabilize your deck. For 1 colorless energy, it deals 20 damage with an extra 30 against opponents with attached 2 cards. Staraptor and Porygon Z look like awkward cards to use in battles and were probably added to expand the set for collection purposes. Those are the new cards as of recording. Of course, we'll know more when the entire set actually drops tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Space-Time Smackdown? Also, let me know if this kind of video helps, since I'm trying different ways of presenting Pokemon updates and strategies. Thanks for watching. Follow me for more tips and updates.